fans, I know exactly where to start. A gut-wrenching 38-20 loss to the Eagles, a devastating injury to Cam Skattaboo, and yes, it felt like the NFL rigged this game. Let's break it all down. Midway through the first half, Jaxon Dart hit Skattaboo on an 18-yard strike. He looked electric and powered into the end zone. And then, disaster strikes. Skattaboo goes down awkwardly. His foot twisted nearly 363 degrees. Everyone's stomach dropped. And still, the rookie waved to the crowds like nothing happened. An absolute warrior and absolutely heartbreaking. The Giants confirmed that Skattaboo has a dislocated ankle and will miss the rest of the season. Surgery is scheduled tonight in Philly. But it's just a brutal injury. This kid was finally showing what he could do, and now he's gone for the year. Dart is the only guy giving a damn out there. 14 of 24, 193 yards and a touchdown. 17 rushing yards, another score on the ground. And what do we get? Drops from Slayton and drops from Johnson. Come on, dude. How is this passing game supposed to function with barely anyone catching the ball? He's trying to make something out of nothing. Already short of injuries. And nobody's stepping up. This is why the GM needs to get more weapons for Dart before this team quits on everybody. I think we need to fire Bowen before it's too late. He's a disaster. And at this point, trade who you can to improve. Like, this draft is coming. I think we should just start focusing on the draft. Like, I'm willing to ride one more season with Dayball and Showen as head coach and general manager, respectively. But the defensive coordinator, he is a criminal and should be locked up for all these, for what he's done the last couple of weeks. He needs to be locked up. Like, there is no way you can ride with this dude next week. Like, get this dude out of here. He is single-handedly ruining the whole, play for us. And I don't understand why we keep bringing him back. He's brought here to manage a defense and be the defensive coordinator. He's not doing any of that. When is enough enough? What defense are we talking about? The Giants were decimated by injuries before halftime. Cordell Flott was out with a concussion. Art Green was sidelined with a hamstring, and Daniel Bellinger suffered a neck injury in the second quarter, and he didn't return. Paulson Adebo was inactive, and that's your top corners and tight ends already hurt in the game. And then we elevated a practice squad kid, Corey Black, into the fire, and of course, Dotson jumps over him for a touchdown. It was a 40-yard touchdown. That's just embarrassing. Showen, what are you doing? This is why the defense is broken week after week. Absolute chaos. I'm sick of it. You know Saquon is coming back. He came back 2 weeks ago, and we stiff-armed him. So you know he already has it in his mind that this time around, he's going to be in his own building. He wants to do what he wants to do. And what happens? We get gashed by him. A 65-yard touchdown right as the game starts. 150 yards on 14 carries. That's just unreal. Takes Bigsby, now his second team after the Jaguars, he adds 104 yards on 9 carries. The Giants' run defense, non-existent, just rolling over, letting them run wild. Absolutely pathetic. How are we paying this defensive coordinator? How are we rolling with this dude? Like, how do you let this happen? It makes no sense to me. And it didn't stop there. Jalen Hurts didn't need to do very much. 15 for 20, 179 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 145 passer rating. He found Devontae Smith 6 times for 84 yards and hit Dallas Goedert for 2 red zone touchdowns. Both the results of blown coverages, and once again, all fingers point back to the defensive coordinator. How do you keep letting tight ends run free? How do you let your former star torch you on the ground without a single adjustment? I've said it for months. Bowen should have been gone last year. His defensive game plan, predictable, passive, and flat out broken. We cannot let this dude continue being our defensive coordinator. I am sick of it. We have a Bowen problem, bro. I'm looking forward to next year because I know for a fact that the NFL is going to have to wise up and ban the tush push, because it's not even a play that can happen without receiving some sort of assistance from the refs. The tush push controversy is going to have to be over, and I'm looking forward to it, okay? Because on 4th and 1, we see Kayvon Thibodeau rip the ball free for a fumble from Jalen Hurts before forward progress was even stopped, mind you. The sideline judge decided to blow it dead anyways, and Jalen Hurts gets a first down. The refs were a clown, bruh. Kayvon Thibodeau was spotted at the end of the game saying,
he said they called the forward progress before he reached the ball out. So sounds like some bullshit to me, but
you didn't hear a whistle, right?
And that's the hard part about the tush push. Yeah, sorry. I mean, that was a great call by the ref.
Man, that's some BS. And honestly, I agree. The NFL just let the Eagles get away with murder in plain sight. And the Giants were 0-4 in close calls, and the refs clearly were wearing green. I was on Dayball's side. When I saw him through that challenge play, I wanted them to go back to the booth and look at the crap that they allowed to happen over and over and over again, and see how terrible their crappy call was. Even if they couldn't change it, I wanted them to go back and look. Even if we couldn't get them to change it, I wanted them to serenade in their own stupidity. But even that doesn't excuse the lack of discipline and energy New York came out with when Skattaboo went down. And let's not forget, Darius Slayton's touchdown called back on a phantom pass interference. What in the world was that? This game was already stacked against us. Even when the Giants make plays, the refs chose to erase it, which is frustrating beyond belief. How do we even compete like this? We already have a lot of things that's already stacked against us. We have no playmakers, injuries stacked up, the defensive coordinator's dog trash, and now we gotta worry about the refs too? Where's the FBI when you need them? They're too busy focusing on Terry Rozier and the NBA. And the NFL refs must have noticed. The real crooks are getting away with highway robbery in broad daylight. And there's nobody to stop them. Now that's an irony right there. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Let's circle back to Shane Bowen. Every week we see the same nonsense. Blown coverage, zero adjustments, and the defense looking completely lost. You have way too much talent, bruh. You got Burns, Okereke, Carter, who is a world of talent. Kayvon, Sexy Dexy, and Debo, who was injured coming into this game. And Flott, who also got injured during this game. But your scheme is a mess, which is embarrassing considering all the talent you have. I've never seen a defensive coordinator do less with more before you. And I've been screaming all this season that there has to be a change. This defense is holding the team hostage. And it's downright embarrassing considering how much talent you have. I didn't think it was possible for you to mess this up, but you are actively doing that. And that is mind-boggling and so frustrating. Well, if we have one thing we can hang our hat on, it's that at least Gano was perfect, all extra points, and field goals were made. No kick gates this week. Dart kept fighting, and Abdul Carter was disruptive when he wanted to be. But outside of Banks and Nubin, the roster is better than it was last year. There's still some major holes at wideout, corner, and we still need to improve our line. And maybe a linebacker or two would be nice. But it's the defensive coaching and the scheme that's holding this team back. This one hurt, but at least we have Neighbors and Skattaboo to rally behind for next year. And maybe a Waddle if the GM is feeling generous. New York fans, this one sting, but I'm not surprised, and neither should you be. Skattaboo's out, Bellinger's out, the ref is favoring the Eagles, blown assignments everywhere. Read my full breakdown on Medium. I'll leave the link down in the description below. Tell me, are the Giants cursed, mismanaged, or both? If you like this content, please like, share, and follow the GMenCommandPost. Engage with us so we can grow and keep bringing you these in-depth breakdowns. Drop your thoughts in the comment section because I want to hear them.